gets better because you feel like it doesn't. It's true. Like you're in a fucking pit.
Decision over the Astra, but is what
no,
it is. Folks,
I'll tell you guys
3
more about it if you really
Sentinels
want to
and
know.
Sonic
Because I'm a
starting
very,
off right now, and it's most of the players
I'm a mental health
Sonic
advocate,
heading up
for
over
sure,
towards
100%.
C-Long.
Yeah, there's a light cam from Dapper, and with no duelists on the Sonic side, you really need to rely on those flashes, those guiding lights to really.
How is the story related to yellow?
Have those smokes to really
because when I was depressed, that's the color that stood out the most to me and that I loved.
Right in the smoke himself, he's gonna get all this information.
And thank you, Reki, for the 2 months.
Nobody's working
and thank you,
their way
Arctic,
up long.
for
Be ready for an A play. Is an alarm bot set up early, or even be ready for this B play, and they are prepared. One person already watching, that's going to be Shazam, and Sick and Zom's all ready for a quick rotation. There's that instant reaction, and there's Tenz getting a first kill. He can even dash and smoke, and it's a free dash, but he wants to maybe overcommit, maybe a little bit too much in that situation.
Yeah, potentially so. There were a couple of players there ready for that trade. And in the end, yeah, it is overstretching boundaries a little bit. Look at Shazam, though, covering up that entry with those shock darts, and it does a whole lot of damage, chunking down a couple of players from Sonic's down to half health. This just makes sense.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
He ends up getting 3 for his favor, and now it's just down to Ian in a 1v2. Still has the ghost, and still has
He's insane on a classic chat.
Corner to deal with.
Why doesn't my classic do that?
Plays his position to a T and just blasts away at 4 players.
There you go.
But doesn't that color remind you of a dark time in your life that most people would probably want to forget? No, actually, don't ever want to forget the time I was depressed, if I'm going to be honest. Because it reminds me how good I have it now, compared to back then.
And it's so huge to find 4 kills there. Healing up with the hot hands to give him that slight advantage against Ian. And there it is, Sentinels. This is one of their best maps, and already they are starting it off strong.
Toxins going up.
Yeah, this is the Sentinels that we were missing from most of these pistol rounds. That one was fun, to say the least. Dapper early on, going to be able to get a kill. Still that classic back in the hands of Ian. He's actually able to win out a battle against Tenz. So that's a fun one over towards long. But that's Tenz really making up a lot of very close space in a long. I assume it's all okay.
$5. Kyedae just letting you know that you're definitely a good streamer, and each time you stream it gets better. Never let people tell you otherwise.
Should be going as aggressive as they were trying to do.
Well, hello, thank you. I appreciate it.
I guess that's a little bit of a rant. Still clicks now in a 1v4. Still has a classic up towards that back end. Still has some decent util too. That Hawk.
I feel so much like.
Oh, he's trying to flash their way right into sight. Shazam pulling out a recon bolt from behind. A little bit awkward. It is what it is. 2-0. Going back over towards Sentinels.
I had to take antidepressant medication for a bit.
So the main reason for Sentinels making that push today is because Dapper's playing a very passive angle on C.
So you're not the only one, trust me.
Is to have 5 players with a classic running in on your weekend site.
Anyways,
so
let's
closing that gap and getting that early information. If say Shazam, apologies, if Tenz were to go down, Shazam is far enough where he can back up.
Did you and Tyson know each other at the point? Yes,
in the sewers, play the shock dart out so long to
delay. But we started dating after
doesn't matter here because you don't
my
have
mental got situated.
Running up with classics or pistols. It's a full buy, and Tenz early on is going to do the same thing with an aggressive peek towards long. This time he's got an operator. We know Tenz. He is definitely on it.
Yeah, no, there you go. He's going to be able to get one free one, utilizing that dash right after 2. He's still looking for a second. Still has that ping against the wall. And he actually did get a hit onto Bob right through. Some more damage being done, and Shazam around the corner helping.
He has the op on the 3rd round. Holy shit.
Close range. Shazam getting a big one off that Spectre, upgrading to a Phantom, and now Sonics are left up against the ropes over in long.
Yep, there's that aggressive
Did you have a crush
again.
on
It works
Tyson?
out so
I
well.
did.
Sentinels.
I had the crush on Tyson, and I made the moves.
Like this. When you have the lesser guns, try to close the gap. Create your own advantage, and Shazam is already going to find 3 kills, and not going to be able to get the 4th, unfortunately. Bob,
I think
she's in a pretty awkward position. Not really many places she could run to, but she could get a couple of kills. Never mind. Tenz is already holding with the operator, sending Sonics back to another eco round where Sentinels now have their 3rd, and they've got all the guns they could have ever asked for.
Yeah, now they're chilling, right? They have
thank you, Regen, for
at least some of the cheekier interactions throughout the round, including this one.
Thank you, Ritsu, for this as well.
Just trying to clear up space early on. I do like, though, that now Tenz has that op in his hand. We're probably going to see Tenz get a little bit more fluid with his early positionings, don't you think?
Yeah, I would expect Tenz to, again, be this solo play like we're seeing here early on A site, right? With that wall going up.
Was Tyson begging on the baddies in school?
Out. 2 share shots account for 2 players down towards mid, and with Tenz getting that information, nobody back towards A lobby, and that Aljon as well, netting so much information. That recon dart can two things at once?
Is that a thing?
I did not know
I
that.
don't need to answer that. Do I?
Kyedae, I think you might be insane.
I thought he was cute, and
Maybe
that's all that
it's just
matters.
Shazam, who knows?
No, we'll see a replay of it later, most likely. But here we go. Tenz with a big opportunity for potentially a collab, but he's only able to get one right onto Bob, but gets a whole lot of information, spotting out at least 3 different heads. Sonic's now.
I don't think he
mostly
really cared too
over
much
short.
about
There's
girls.
a couple players in long as they split off in 2 and 2. Crunchy and Ian trying to get
He
as
is
close as
cute.
possible. Do like that hot hands
Love that.
in terms of just a time-wasting angle, but Tenz has to be here, ready for that approach. Ian ends up going down. Dizzy gets sick after Sick gets flashed out. Tenz down with a shorty alongside the off. He's gonna be able to get 3 for now. The shorty goes out, and unfortunately his prey runs away. Yeah, there you go. He's hunting. But the Predator, unfortunately, is going to get a little bit hungrier.
Well played.
He's going to keep searching for that 4th kill until the next round, really. Sentinels, what a big hold. But, yeah, it was just Tenz. Shazam was there for the support. And that is, again, yet another repeat of yet another A take. Sonics haven't exactly splurged on other sites.
No, not at all. There's the collat. I actually have no...
Oh my god, it was!
I think it, like... Okay,
it pinged the turret?
So hear me out. You know when, like, an arrow
I know it pings
Kyedae,
turret.
who won on
that,
Sentinels?
like, splits off
Who on
into 2
Sentinels would you
directions,
want
like,
Tenz
yeah,
to raise a
something and
child
then,
with?
like a shrapnel just goes off. I think that's what happened. I had no idea that was a thing, but who?
That's
you know,
probably
Make it just
it.
steady for the sub.
It could be it.
Probably
Might not be it, but it could be it. Anyways, with this really short smoke, it gives Tenz an opportunity to maybe line something. Okay, this is incredibly smart from Sonics. They all crouch underneath, knowing that the brimstone
And
smoke.
they're hugging the wall too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's a whole lot smaller than an Omen smoke, so they need to be cautious. Seekers go in, Cabbages are out, and Tenz missing his first opportunity. Seekers are already out, and it's at a free sight, at least the left side of sight for Sonics, but there's at least a Hunter's Tree to try and put a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, the Hunter Spear really does work out for at least a little bit of late pressure, but the run it back should be a little bit better too. In we go! Tenz misses out on the right click, but Sick is still able to get that kill. Crunchy with a big one onto Zombs, and now he just has to crossfire over towards the back line. An orbital strike coming out at the exact same time.
Oh
and it's
my
a wide
god.
Radius. He ends up getting a kill onto Dapper.
Holy
These last 2
shit.
players from Sentinels still stuck over towards that back line. Plex has to finish
That
off
was
this
a
last
good round
one
on
because it's
Sonics.
Crunchy that gets 4.
Well played.
No ace for Crunchy, but a big round for Sonics. In the meanwhile.
Yeah, with that setup with that orbital strike, it puts you in such an awkward position because you either have to fall back into defender spawn or you risk the swing and getting peeked by 2 to 3 players that are holding that long angle. And Dapper, I think he was trying to be a little bit cheeky with it on his walkaway. Wasn't going to work out in that position. Crunchy coming up huge, using the ultimate. And yeah, Dapper was in a tricky position no matter what. So Sonics, they get their first round. It's a nice execution. There's that Utsil dump. We saw the wall, snake bites, orbs, wall going up as well from the Sage, and then the orbital strike at the very end. It's overwhelming Sentinels, and that
If
could
we
be
ignored
a winning
Tenz, who
case
do you
if they
think
can
is the
use
best
that
player in the
Util.
world,
And
or
there's
your favorite
Flex using
player?
that Util, is going to find the first, but Tenz immediately responds, but it's all a ruse.
It really
guys.
depends on the
It's back to
factors.
site and rotations. Right at perfect time here.
If it wasn't for
Yeah, but
Tyson,
wait out for this Omen.
I'd say Sick is really
gonna
good.
be-
Just clutches like
There's
crazy.
one more layer of defense here on the B side, and this is just all too cheeky
Oh,
for
nice try,
Zombs.
Zombs.
Zombs, no!
kinda-
Going with a
it's
little
hard
bit
to
of
say.
tracking, but Dizzy breaks Zombs' ankles.
Hard to
Ends up
say.
bending back and ends up
Sorry,
getting the
you can
kill.
barely hear me?
Sick. Go.
I'll talk a little bit louder.
He wanted it all. He wanted to jump on top of the wall and potentially get a kill on the player that was running down towards the bottom of mid. Now it's just going to be a long-range battle. There goes that orb in the middle of sight, just making more damage. Dapper trying to go for a defuse. Tenz can certainly help out on top of this orb, but it's still so many players to deal with. Starts it off strong with a kill onto Crunchy. Sick in the middle of the smoke, trying to find somebody, but Ian is just in the middle of there. No, Ian is actually outside. Sick is still in the middle of sight, but can't find anything. Finally, it's going to be Ian popping up, getting the kill onto Tenz, and a massive flash is going to leave Sick totally blind with 2 people in the middle of his crosshairs. It's Sonics with a second overwhelming dub.
Always plant meta, man. You put the orb up, you got Storms, Brimstone Molly, Brimstone Smokes. There's just so much. And a really, really nice shot from Plix. I love the way that Skies are kind of using Sky now, especially Plix, who's typically a duelist, using the Sky flashes to kind of act as maybe like a Phoenix, right? You initiate the fight, you get the player splash, and you entry into the site for your team. Sonics net the second round, and it puts Sentinels in an uncomfortable position economically. It's a very scrappy buy. A Stinger and some light armor for a couple of these players. Sentinels, you lose this round, you'll be fully reset. And Sonics
Yeah,
have
he
a
was
chance
blind
to tie things up
for
with
those-
a single round win here.
For those who
Albeit we know
don't
Sentinels
know.
are good on eco rounds.
Yeah, we could see some magic for sure. I'm ready to see Dapper in this random corner. He does, of course, have that cam up, and he could get some support in Garage. But yeah, this one's Dapper. His camera's flashed, and he gets flashed again, and Plex goes for the
He knows exactly
swing.
what his setup is.
Plex
Wow.
Sully acted like a duelist a little bit, and it's working out as now Sonics not only have post control a little bit, but also the man advantage, but the man advantage is gone.
Nice!
Cheeky.
That was Hopper?
Yeah.
Tenz. Huge
Well
kill on
played,
that
Ty.
flank. Now that he's created a pressure into the back lines, that's going to force a little bit of control from Crunchy. He's like, okay, I got to worry about the flank. And Tenz, he's faked a rotation back into Garage, and Crunchy playing for the post-plant Molotov.
Oh, Crunchy.
Crunchy able to take down Tenz. Queen Bob sitting in the Viper's pit, but it's not going to be enough. She goes down, and these last two players, the Molly's already out. There's a golden chance for this defuse. The radius, it's too far big. Shazam can just stick the defuse. There's nothing they can do. Shazam's going to win the round.
Let's go!
All because of the positioning of the spike.
Well played.
No way, Sully. Yes, it was
Smart.
a man advantage for Sentinels, and honestly, I would have just expected them to win, but it is just a tragedy. Multiple bullets, multiple opportunities to take away that diffuser, to swing back the round for Sonics. They get a kill. They thought that was it, but no. The 3 players for Sentinels right in the middle of sight, just trying to get that diffuse off for Shazam. Oh, they body blocked to perfection, and it works. And look at the Molly, Sully. Look at the Molly. We didn't see that angle at all. He was sitting on a pixel, being able to defuse. Sentinels win a 5th by the skin of their teeth. And what is Tenz doing?
Let's go, Tyson!
Getting free!
Yes!
One enemy remaining.
The train does not stop, man. Tenz keeps on going, but Dizzy's breathed life back into Sonics. Still, though, there's a flank coming in as well, and I don't even know if he realizes. He has to assume that it's coming in, but a 1 versus 5.
Thank you, alarming bunny, for this.
Too far
Lana
off for a revive. It all comes down to just
for the 100
him.
bits.
Wall
Lana
available.
for the 100
Double
bits.
slower, but
And
heal,
Valerie
but
for the 100
crossfire
bits.
being held. As soon as the contact's made, Dapper's going to be at the ready. Maybe for that swing. Dizzy checking the corner. Oh my goodness, Dizzy.
Whoa.
2 more kills to find, and he's got an idea that this is one of the flank. If Sick goes down, this is unspeakable.
Thank you, alarming bunny,
Yeah,
for the
no,
100
this is really, really good from Sick, though. Sitting off in this off angle,
Nice.
that's a hard clear from Dizzy that he has to go through, and yeah, no, Sick. Just sitting in an optimal angle off that flank. And, I mean, he was already
while he's
feeling
playing
the flank.
instrument. He says, yeah, he loves.
It's
He's
all
like,
too-
I love it when I
all
hear
too
you.
efficient, but man, oh man, it had to be Tenz, right? Tenz running up and long, and he's able to get himself 3 off the judge. Like, come on, how does that work? I wish my judge did that. I wish I had his timing, but it was really good setup too because of that Viper wall and long. They just made it work.
Jiro for the sub.
Super sick prediction from Shazam to call the push in. But let's not take away the main focus. That round was costly for Sentinels, and now they're in the same economic position as Sonics.
I hope the Advil helps.
One person's gonna have to use a pistol. Thankfully, Tenz has at least got the Blade Storm, and the others, same thing for Sonic. Sick, putting a lot of pressure. There's even a crunch coming in from Tenz as Sick pulls away all of that heat.
Oh
Can
my
Tenz
God.
really capitalize off of it? Yes, he can.
Yes, Tyson! Holy
Tenz
fuck,
with
you're
the
so
3rd.
sexy,
So clean off of this
bro.
Blade Storm, and he's even gonna find the
word.
4th. Ace incoming possibly, but not enough knives.
Tyson,
That
please.
is what you love
Sick,
to
let
see.
him get the ace.
Train
No.
does
No.
not stop, and he keeps on rolling. Tenz the 4th piece, and Sentinels has got a 7th.
Yeah, it's always Tenz to pull back our attention, right? People like to say that, like, oh, casters,
Oh my
they
God.
always like to talk about Tenz, but it's for plays like
come
this,
on.
man.
Oh,
How
come on.
do you
It's
not
our
talk
two
about
ones.
this
Wow.
for 2-3 rounds to come? This is just nuts. Tenz getting
this
himself
is-
a 4K, not an ace, but that was...
That's an 150k aim lab grid shot score.
I hope that Advil
that's
helps,
Tenz for you,
Ty.
man.
That's a
Like,
legend
I love
right
you.
there.
You're playing so well.
4th as well, Sentinels.
I'm so
Golden
happy.
Boy Tenz. I mean, he had a sluggish start on both.
I don't
the
know
first and
why I
second
find
map,
it
but
so
even just their
hot
hometown,
when
and
he
to
makes
see
plays
him
like that,
have
and
such
it's
great
only him, it's
control,
nobody
very
else.
nice flash from Sick to help support and get that information as you again see Tenz pushing up into sewers to get even more info. This is a
Like, who
very,
would have thought
very
that I would
well
find
thought
that
out round
hot?
from Sentinels, at least
So
early
weird.
on. How do Sonics adjust? They just slow things down, which is also brilliant.
Yes, yes. Very good discipline.
Thank you, Danielle.
And
for
at
the
this
100
point,
bits.
it's
Lot of
really
tags.
just what Sonics needs. They need some early picks. They need some early information. But it's Sentinels with the early info instead. That Hunter's Fury right outside of Garage, doing a lot of damage. And not only that, but getting 2 pings. Just
Yeah.
collecting up more
To
info.
be
just
fair, it's
collecting up
really
more time
sexy.
yourself.
Now they're
Facts.
corralled in towards mid because Sick has made that
thank you,
push.
Sensei, for
Tenz
the
is
4 months.
consistently
Thank you.
holding that sewer area where he can make that dash, and they know the burst plays coming into B site. Zoms, that's that paranoia finally coming into effect, but is he wary of his right side? No, not just yet. He's still going to try and put pressure. There's a chance for a swing. He's going to get dazed, and he's going to go down.
And
You know,
Tenz
he
can
doesn't
just
know about the
hold
other one,
this
does he?
angle, too. He's going to be
Face
able to
it.
take down Crunchy. There's another person around the corner.
Yeah.
Yes. Does not expect Ian. Watch out for Shazam
What?
trying to go for the wide swing.
Bob.
Bob in a good angle. But Bob somehow needs to make it out alive. That Sage wall around the corner can keep it good. But Sick has the opening, and there you go. Bob goes down in a heap. Flicks up close and personal. Going up for that flash. Still has a couple more opportunities in the middle of sight for a kill. There goes that curveball.
Wow.
Away from it. Well done from
What a
Flicks.
clutch.
That curveball does nothing. And he's able to knock down 2 in one
Big shout
fell
out for
swoop.
4 months.
7-3.
Listen, if we're in 2.11, that does not happen. The changes that Ryda have made for when you turn away from flashes, you barely get blinded. And if Flicks, in the last patch, if we were playing, if he
This
turns around, he's still
motherfucker
gonna be
getting
full
turned
blinded,
on
but
by
him
a
turning
video
away,
game.
swinging right back into the face of
Okay.
Sick is what won them that round.
Okay.
Sentinels letting us
True.
round kind of slip through their fingers, but it was just so well done from Sonic post pitch within
What the
corral
fuck? I
the
can't
sight
say
and really
anything.
congest those flanks.
It's
They knew were
Tyson playing the
coming.
video game.
Sentinels,
Okay, come on.
Still 2 rounds to play within this half and still a strong
Thank you.
buy.
He's
An
looking for
early
the
guiding light
$5.
goes out, and
Tenz
Tenz
goes
again
somewhere to play his
taking
tournament.
his face
No,
over
he's
towards
here.
a long, but he's punished by Ian, and
That
that
was
is
a
a
good
massive
pick.
kill to give up.
And thank you,
Massive kill to
Zyko,
give
for
up,
some.
and we could see a couple more over towards Long. Sentinel still with 3 pillars of defense over in the back of C, just trying to launch out a couple of bullets, just spray them out over towards Long. Get unfortunately caught up with a couple of more hits, but still Sonic sticking around Sully. They might be depending on
And
some
thank you,
noise,
VJ for
on
100
some
bits.
noise.
And thank you, Zyko, for this episode.
Oh, never mind. They're just going for it. Orbital strike in the back of sight. It's gonna be Sick trying to stick around and taking down Bob. Great ping for him to be able to do
crazy
so.
on the flank.
Ian still getting a kill over in mid, but more importantly, Sick is holding down C.
Got the info.
No!
Sick. Looking right into the jaws of
Fuck.
Ian. And now he's got a lockdown. Dapper, does he want to go for the repeat? He's not even going to risk it. The spike on the back of Ian. Spike will go down. Shazam on a flank. Prime positioning, but they need to plant in the back of sight. Knowing that Shaz is there,
Thank you,
they
Natalie.
can't take that plant in the front of sight. And they're
Natalia,
looking back.
sorry.
They've got 30
Thank you for the 3
seconds. There is a
months.
good chance that if they want to, they could wrap and go to whichever site they want. But C seems to be the set piece. Dapper not too far behind. Cam goes out, so they hear the cam tag, but they don't get the info, and now they know. 10 seconds left. They can play the
You asked
post play
Tyson
with
for
that
tips,
lockdown going in. It's an
to become
effective
better?
situation for
No,
Sonics
I
to be in a
don't.
2 versus 2. and we'll see who
Wait,
comes
I've
out
never
on
seen
top.
this POV before.
Yeah.
This looks so cool.
What kind of pressure do they have over towards that back site too? Just trying to
I think
wait up
highly
what
for
Sentinels
some.
can even try to pull off.
I should
Early on
ask,
with this
though.
owl drone. This is
I literally have one of the
good
best
from
players
Shazam.
in
It's
Valorant.
so good for
Yeah, I
Shazam
don't
not
utilize
to even
it.
use that owl drone early on in the round for the info. He holds on to it, and he's still able to
you,
make
Danielle,
that
for the
approach. He
200
still has a
bits.
whole lot of util too. Ian just has only dry peaks to give. And no!
Shazam!
Oh, Blix, that would have been it!
Fucking
But
light!
Shazam
Light
pulls it
fucking
off.
work.
1-2 combo
Easy.
again, and it's yet another Red Bull clutch for him.
Dude, I am seeing so many similarities in
Easy for
this
us, chat.
entire series, right? You mentioned the setup from, I think it was Dizzy on Bind that we saw Tenz do against Fnatic. That's almost the exact same clutch Shazam had against Fnatic to win them the grand
Lots of
finals, right?
similarities to
1v2.
Masters, yeah.
He does a perfect spray transfer as well onto Ian, and he's in the exact same spot. Sentinels 8-3, 1 more round to go. Sorry, that's just me geeking out knowing that Sentinels are in a very similar position. But Sentinels, 1 more round of this half to try and at least close it out 9-3, and a dominant half it would be. And honestly,
What
coming
playlist
from
are you using
Icebox
right
to
now?
dominate
I don't really have a
Bind and now
playlist at the
come into
moment.
Haven with the same heat, it's a great recovery from them.
Yeah, wonderful recovery after, potentially mental got
Ooh.
boomed after,
Nice try.
2 straight insane plays. But
Oh,
let's see how
wow.
Sonics can even land here, dude. They're trying to make their way right into A long. They're just trying to, step near A. But they immediately get taken down again. They can't make any headspace. They're still bobbing
Thank
towards
you,
long. A couple of
Amelia,
players from
for
Sonics
the
really
sub.
just
And thank
contemplating
you,
long
Frez after the
period.
100 bits.
But Tenz, how long has Tenz had this same op? Is my
A little bit.
for a little bit, right? Still gonna be able to get one with it. Dizzy goes down in a heap after reviving Ian, so still that man advantage for
I
Sentinels
remember when I was cheering
this is
for
gonna be great. Dapper's got
Sentinels,
that
and
really
somebody
good
asked
plan
me,
to
they
see.
were
I'm not
like,
too sure why Sick is
why are
deciding to
you-
rotate. Maybe they're anticipating
I don't know,
an
it was
early
just
rotate
funny.
play, but
Ooh.
Shazam gets that peek. Instant reaction.
They're like, why are you being so biased? Shouldn't you be cheering for both teams? And I'm like, did you not get the memo?
One smoke left over, and it's all just for a fake. No one is biting though. Tenz has got the info. He can take the peek out towards long. Shazam is watching as well. It is a golden setup here from Sentinels, and with that cam deep C, rotations can come in so quick. And now they're anticipating this B hit because of the info.
Crunk. It wasn't Sentinels versus 100 Thieves actually.
And what's the info grab though?
Hi,
This crossfire could certainly work, but Zom still needs to be here. Dapper on his lonesome!
Oh, Dapper!
Oh, airing out his Phantom and Sonics. They all walk into his crossfire.
Easy!
And it's Dapper to cap off a 4K, to cap off the half. Man,
Easy.
yet another one. Sentinels, they always seem to have one player at the right place at the right time in terms of off angles. We're seeing a lot of these rounds just go down to these 3K spray downs.
It must be hard everyone expecting you to be good just because you have a professional boyfriend.
There's
Facts, chat. No, some people are like, why is Tyson dating a silver/gold player? And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you stupid? You think he dates me because I'd be good at it?
Shazam is there to back up to retake control. Aggressive plays like this are what make the difference. And
I don't
Sentinels
know.
are clearly feeling this
whatever,
map
though.
up. All they need now is 4 more rounds to make it to the close qualifier. And at this rate, with this kind of deficit and the way
for the
they've been
100
playing,
bits. And
it's
thank
only
you,
him and I
Danielle,
feel,
for
but
another 100
Sonic's now on their
bits.
defensive side. Don't get me wrong, this is a very defensive composition.
How do you meet Tyson? I actually met him.
Sonics,
I guess you could consider him middle school.
One of the more
but when we really started talking was in high school.
Or
We started
controller
dating.
comps that we're going to be seeing for really quite a while in this meta. KJ and Viper next to each other is going to be so massive, but you also put in the Sage, you also put in the Brim. It is just util dump on top of util dump, Sully, for this entire Sonics lineup.
Shazam deep in the sewers. Turret's gonna give his info. Plex, he can make a pop flash.
Tyson needs to date himself an immortal
Shazam
girl.
not able to get out. The timing not on his side, but Dapper has made a little bit of space up towards long. Alarm bot triggers, Swarm goes out, so they're actually baiting a decent bit of utility.
Oh my
here.
God, what the
Yes, they're at a
fuck?
disadvantage, but the utility, I'd say 100% is right now in the favor of Sentinels. Right, they can rework into a site if they feel they need to. They're gonna rework back.
When they
in
think
days.
you're
The
a
Viper
gamer
war going down
girlfriend, but
at
you're just a
moments.
girl that plays the
Dapper.
game.
He was so crisp to close out the half. He's got to kick it off here in the second
Holy
alongside Tenz as they walk up long.
Ian able to take down 2 and well
30 seconds
swoop.
left.
Getting both Dapper and Tenz lined up. It's going to be Thompson picking up another kill.
No,
on
guys,
two.
I'm already
Flicks,
radiant.
Crunchy.
It really doesn't matter.
Close and personal over towards
We're
Short.
good.
It's a little bit of an awkward scenario against Sick, but he still wins out the battle. Just about 17
I'm
seconds
not
left.
immortal,
It's
I'm
gonna have to
radiant,
be Zoms
so
having to sprint.
it's fine.
14 seconds left. Zoms now through the garage, and if I'm not mistaken,
Aw, thank you for the
Zoms
500
should
bits,
have time
Daniela.
to get this plant. It's wild that he's even able to make it here.
No cap.
Yeah, last second in a 1v3. Now this is the situation that we saw him doing the last clutch. Dapper did it as well on our map of Bind. You are in a disadvantage. You need to create your own advantage. But Zoms has 1 paranoia to his name and a frenzy with 30 bullets left.
I love how you mentioned the paranoia because I saw Zoms going into the back of sight and I'm like, oh my, he's about to do it. He's about to dry paranoia and get himself 3 kills because why not? But in goes Sonics. All 3 players going in towards the back of sight, and Zoms essentially dry going in for this paranoia. Gonna be able to tag
Nice
2
try.
actually with that paranoia. But it is Crunchy that goes
NC.
unblind, and it is Crunchy who gets the kill. 4th round for Sonics, but of course, importantly, Sully, it is the pistol round going back for Sonics to at least gain a little bit more ground on Sentinels.
A super nice start. I mean, you get the buy back here.
And thank you, T-Fosh, for the
Again,
gifted
Sonics
sub,
are
and
no
thank
team
you,
to shy away from
Zuka, for
Spectre.
the
They're
sub
gonna
as
go
well.
with 4 Sentinels,
I feel like for the most part,
Cheryl
it shouldn't be
and
about
Marshall for
how
Tenz.
good
We are
someone
in the
is at a
Marshall
video
era.
game in order to
950 credits is a
determine
very
if you should date
minimal
them or
investment,
not.
So Tenz is gonna risk it.
When I first started
Seriously,
dating Tyson,
pocket.
I didn't even know he played
Sentinels, they are a
games.
team that love to force up that
I thought he
pressure
was really
because they know
fucking
they can
cute.
make the
Holy
rounds
shit,
count.
I was
They know
such.
these pistols can
Was I a
get
simp?
kills.
Yes.
They know they can win
Yes,
rounds
I
like
was.
this. And we'll see
Thank
if
you,
they
Flying
can do it
Cows,
here.
for the sub.
Sonics, heavy util towards the A side. Plex is going to get the early info in towards sewers. Play that close angle as the wall goes up towards B. It's a stronghold right now for Sonics, but it could all break down with a quick burst. But Dizzy up top is going to be good for the first frag on the B, and that should slow down Sentinels tremendously.
Nice re-smoke in the front of garage too.
Bye, Sakura.
It's just gonna delay more time, but
Thank you,
Sentinels, they have
Daniela,
a
for
lot
the
of time to
another 100
wait.
bits.
They have a lot of time to wait. they can just stick around this mid area and just try to work out as much utility.
I think that's the most shallow shit I've ever heard, chat. Are you guys like 14 years old?
Smoke sets out of garage.
A lot of time wasting for Sonics.
I shouldn't even ask that question.
No.
Oh fuck, you guys are young. Okay, this makes sense why you think that someone would date for a rank, like rank.
From I or probably just
okay.
To drop a quick snake bite, well, even more pressure. Yeah, they're getting garage control, but there's no way they can work into it. So much damage done. I think at this point, the round is already lost here for Sentinels. Try again. With only just pistols, you didn't expect too much, but Sonics, wow,
thank you, Sir
really
for the sub.
And
thank you for another.
They really did. It's really 100%. Just.
Alan, you're 12.
I'm
Holy
not gonna
shit,
say
that's
letting
insane.
Off the gas pedal, but almost certainly in terms of pace and in terms
Who
of
the fuck dates for
movement,
ranks? I have no
Sentinels
idea.
just wanna control the mid side and putting on the brakes. Pretty much just allowing Sonics to play their own tempo and to really just kind of control everything in the round. Really, all the aspects in terms of choke points. You're just gonna have Sentinels in a little bit of a waiting game. Everyone from Sonics was disciplined.
Don't you have to ban because of age? Yeah. So anybody who said that they were under the age of 16 is actually gonna be getting banned in my chat. This was just a ploy to figure out your guys' age.
Ooh. Okay, but the thing is like in this day and age, Sonics have been good with Spectres. They've won rounds. They've won their bonus rounds. Yeah, they've been nice, right? They've been nice with it. They've won with Sheriffs as well. Now they've got 5 Spectres. This should be a pretty strong round, and knowing Bob, she'll be good to at least delay, right? Snakebite goes out to try to lure them into the site as the stack starts to come in. Guiding light down towards middle, checks for no one towards the B side. But rotations, they are a little bit slow. Paranoia set up here for Zombs, and that's going to be the entry. Tenz is going to dash in. He takes a little bit of hit from the apologies from the Snakebite. Whoa. But there is just too much action going on. And somehow, some way, Sentinels clear it out like it's nobody's business.
Too much action going on. That is the name of the game when you got yourself a flash and dash. Out goes the Paranoia, out goes the dash from Tenz. And they're able to sweep up the C site with a barrage of pixels on that C site, with a barrage of individuals. The Sentinels, they're able to overwhelm Sonics in the back line, and just like that, Crunchy, who might have had a little bit of a chance rotating back from their spawn, well, yeah, no chance for now. It is done and dusted, as now Dizzy is the last person remaining in a 1v4. And did Dapper get that information? I think he did. That sucks.
Fortunately, Sonics with their 5 Spectres, I maybe put too many.
And thank you, Sloth, for me.
It's a really good Paranoia because you can see where those X's lie on that C site. Zombs who threw it from the cubby back towards C long. It's a really nice lineup. It works perfectly. Gets 2 players blind. And Tenz especially breaking up that defensive hold, that crossfire as well, disrupting that C site hold. Very effective execution from Sentinels.
Not an idiot. He did it for money, chat. Oh my god, do you guys not understand? Holy fuck!
That was only just the start. Here we go again.
Oh, holy shit.
This is where maybe the rough patch starts to happen for both sides.
You know what's crazy? Someone asked me, I remember I was doing a watch party once, and Tyson always dashes in first, right? And someone goes, why does he always die first? So. And I'm like, he's a fucking duelist. That's what a duelist does. Dashes in and tries to make space.
Sentinels, they really have to pull a couple of tricks from under their sleeve to try to pull away this round, because Sully, again, I just think that this round is.
I think you're Alex for the sub too. I don't mean to be rude.
And they
Sorry.
essentially have a 12th round.
I'll try to explain it better.
Under their belt, or they can at least make it to a 12 point. They put themselves in a very similar position as they were against Evil Geniuses just yesterday with a 12-5 scoreline. They ended up closing that one out. Yeah. But, yeah, still Sentinels. They have a lot of cushion. They can make it a whole lot better, though. They want to look for a little bit of a burst on the A site. This could get a little bit fun. Smoke goes out over in heaven. It's a full 5-man split on A. Early hot hands right in the middle of long. So that's going to split up the approach. But Sick is still able to get a kill on 2. At least 1 player in the back of that line. Crunchy now, the last person remaining, essentially over and short. And Crunchy is able to
Crunchy has insane aim.
Still taking back the kill against Flakes, but Crunchy is still living in short, trying to delay time for this rotation, and he's still getting kills. Crunchy holding down the line. Sounds was looking the other way. Crunchy could have had 4.
Kyedae, do you make any money off of your affiliate link if we purchase off the Foundation merch? No, it's just to track the traffic.
Coming in from Ian and Bob. She's up top. The Viper Wall is going to disrupt the vision from both these players. The focus automatically becomes back towards defender spawn. And Ian, a chance to find Shazam, but a great recon bolt doesn't reveal his position. And Shazam checking regardless. The ping goes out, and now they know. Shazam dancing around. Zom's good for the first, back towards long.
Nice.
And jumping out of heaven, finding a resting spot. Bob goes down, and Sentinels, they find a recovery despite Crunchy's heroics on the A site.
Crunchy really made it possible, and it was one of the best plays
You're
individually that we've
trafficking
seen
with people?
from Sonic
No,
throughout
it's
this
just
game.
a traffic.
And if that says
Who
anything,
uses my
I don't know
lane?
what does. If this is going to be the best play of your game thus far, especially from the plays that we've seen before, Sonics, they have quite a few ways to go. Crunchy, that was a big, big play, but we haven't seen any of the individual stars from the last few games really pop off. It's been Sentinels really choking them out.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can do, at least. It feels so overwhelming when Sentinels can just somehow recover from a round like that. Sonics, it's a long road ahead of them. It was a very, very good delay on that A site, but they need more replication of that kind of play, where that slow orb comes down and Crunch can find those heroics. You can't rely on one player. And Sentinels,
This time follow Tyson to Berlin.
they've been able to break through the defensive line.
If
It's a
they're
lighter
gonna
buy
allow
from
a live
Sonics.
audience,
This
I
should be
will be
no
going.
different. And like you said, if Sentinels were to win that previous round,
I'm
you
super
feel like
excited.
they get onto 12 here. That could be the case. Sentinels working their way back to the A site after Sick gets info towards B mid.
Oh my god.
They're filling out the site right now, and the wall, it's already down, but it's ready to go up at a second's notice. And Crunchy, apologies, Izzy is already here, but he walks away.
No
Ace
Kyedae
away.
only famous
No
and in
way.
an org
Sentinels
because
can
of
just
Tenz.
waltz their way in now.
Yeah,
True.
retake setup here, Sully, essentially.
That is true. I agree.
And that one's going to be
But
it. Crunchy still wants to look over towards that back line, but again, great
I still
coverage
hold
in
a good
terms of
audience,
util,
and I have
it's
my
very
own fan
low
base
util
now,
at that.
which is nice.
Yeah,
And which
they
I
didn't
love
really
very
have to
much.
expend too much. 2 smokes, recon bolt, and a cage.
Tenz.
Use that paranoia. Oh, a little bit awkward, but he still gets one.
No way! Tenz just switched off of his gun right as the smoke dissipates, and he's still able to get the kill. Oh, that one gets me going. Still, it's going to be Shazam getting another kill against Crunchy, and Dapper finally getting 2 against Bob and Ian.
Let's go. This is easy. This is light.
It hurts, man.
Light
because
fucking work.
I keep thinking to myself, what if my gun worked like that? What if my dash worked like that? If Tenz can pull off a play like that, I hope, you know, potentially one day I can, but he's just too good. 21 kills under his
Well
belt thus
done,
far in this
Tyson.
game. Crunchy, top fragging for Sonics at 15.
Please stop reading the
And it's
negative
Sonics
comments. We
that
want some
currently has
positive.
to rack
There's a
on
lot
the
of
kills.
positive.
He
Don't
has
get
to
me
rack on
wrong.
the round. Sully,
Shedding
it
light,
is
I guess, on the hate.
match and
It doesn't bother
qualification
me.
point for Sentinels.
But don't worry.
It's 3 ults here, at least for Sonics. 3 actually super important ones. That Viper's Pit ready to be activated on the C side as soon as the pressure's a little bit too much. Orbital Strike to deny. Killjoy ultimate lockdown for the retake. Our drone goes up. That should at least scope out where the main focus should be. And it looks like Sentinels are going to go for a really early split. Sentinels going to try and set something up with the
Thank you,
old
Froggy,
Hunter's
for the
Fury.
sub.
No real tags coming into play, but Sick has found at least a little bit of gap into Garage. Information that there's at least 2 players here, but what can he find? He's
I feel
slipped
like everybody
through the
definitely
lines.
gets to start.
Ian has got no
Sykkuno got to
information that he's already
start.
slipped through.
A lot of
It's
other
just
people got to start, right?
way.
Because of other
And
big
Sick is gonna be
creators.
good for the first.
So,
Six is gonna be able to get one, but Plix was jumping
Wow.
away, and there you go. Sick
feel like
on
it's
his
just how
lonesome
you
is cleared
utilize
out the
it,
entire C
basically.
site. It could potentially go for
No.
more. That lock.
What the flip?
It's Sick is still going. Sick closing out this game
Holy
for Sentinels
shit.
thus far. But can they really close the book? Can they really close this chapter against the Australians?
Easy,
They
easy,
surely
lemon
can.
squeezy.
The glory days for Sentinels continue.
People in this chat should mind their own
as
business,
the world
to be honest.
beaters continue to take
it's all
down
good.
region after
I
region.
feel like
It's Oceania
when you get
this time
Past
in the reign of Sarah
20K
for
is
Sentinels.
when people start
So
getting a little bit
unfortunate that
rude.
Sonics go down, but we don't have time.
Thank
We're
you,
going to
man.
jump to a quick break, and when we get back, we've got a winner's interview